Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today we're going to go ahead and kind of talk about how to create a trapping character in Path of Exile Ascendancy. And more or less on the lines of like what traps are, what, the advantages, the disadvantages, kind of a video about talking about traps, I think we should bring some trap awareness into this world, Kappa. Anyway, let's go on with what we were going with. So first off, I do want to note just some basic things, that certain traps have different base cooldowns. So if you have something like Ice Trap, for example, Ice Trap and Lightning Trap have the lowest cooldowns of any traps. They have a set time of 2 seconds, you can see at the top, before any modified cooldown on the tree, such as Sapper passives or Hasty Reconstruction, or Trap Mine or Trap or Cooldown Recovery Gem. Then you have the next tier up, which would be Fire Trap and Bear Trap. These have a 3-second cooldown, and again, are traps. You don't need to link a trap support gem to them. Now, I may be missing something in between. I don't think I am. But then you have the last one, which is Trap, Support Gem, plus any skill, or any spell, no melee attack. Now, what this will do is this will, basically trap the skill, and it'll attach a 4-second cooldown to it. So that's kind of something to think about. Remember, you do get 3 charges on your traps. And yeah, so that's one thing to take into account. Now, some of the pros and cons of trappers. Number one is you don't ever take reflect damage ever. It doesn't matter if it's reflect, it doesn't matter elemental reflect. On the flip side, you don't proc any on kill effects. Meaning, if you're using Assassin's Mark or Poacher's Mark or Warlord's Mark, you're not going to gain your charges. With the slight exception of 2 occasions, if you're playing a trapper that utilizes Ignite, Ignite is considered a degeneration that is based off of you. Like, it counts as your kill. Because the trap already did its damage, and that's a lasting effect, scaling off your damage. So Ignite will net you, on kill effects, just so as it will give you corrupted blood from a corrupted bloodline monster. And the other exception would be Poison. Kind of works exactly like Ignite in that sense. Now, the other thing is you do have to worry about cooldowns when you play traps. So, for example, if you look at my character, Frostbomb, will have an actual legit cooldown on it. Now, this can be scaled utilizing things like Hasty Reconstruction on the tree, which will increase your cooldown recovery for traps. Playing the Saboteur subclass will give you cooldown recovery for traps. And there's actually a support gem. I don't have it on me right now, but it gives you actually reduced cooldown recovery as well, which is very, very good for a lot of scenarios, really, actually. So, the last thing I want to talk about is just like another small short mechanic is like with traps are very, very, very good for bosses. Here's actually the gem right here. But traps are very good for bosses because you can pretty much kite anything you want. And with the new chain reaction, you literally never have to be in arm's way. Like, you could be so far off the screen throwing stuff. And you can even cheese some bosses. I don't know if this is intended. But like, say there's a ledge, like, say there's a boss, like, I don't know, like right here, right? Normally you can't hit. Like, you can't attack here, right? But with Cluster Trap, right, you could throw a trap. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't even have the right click on. My trap's not even in. Alright, with Cluster Trap, you could throw traps here, and see how one popped up there? So without me even being in line of sight, you can actually proc it. And again, you might think like that's bad damage, but if chain reaction hits, if this trap goes off, these all go off. So there's actually a lot of fights you can do that with. I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting. You could do a lot of funky stuff with this. GGG, please don't ban me for exploiting. And then a downside as well to that would be you don't have any sustain, except for life regeneration and, certain flasks and whatnot. So, let's go ahead and go back to town, and I kind of want to go into kind of a generic outline of a tree for what a trapper would look like, or, something more or less of the sort. Alright. Let me make sure that this is properly enabled so you guys can see. Captured layered windows, and this should work. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start Shadow. This is just me starting Shadow. Shadow is technically the main trapper class with Saboteur. And I'm going to kind of just throw some information at you guys, and you guys can kind of play around with it and, see if that works. Alright, do you want to go elemental based? Or do you want to go physical poison based? Alright, let's go elemental based. Okay. Do you want to go crit or do you want to go non-crit? Regardless, you're still probably grabbing your life. Coordination is not bad early game for like Flame Dash, Whirling Blades, etc. It gives you Dex and Int, so this is something I'd recommend picking up as well. So it's your choice, crit or non-crit. Let's go. Let's decide to go crit. Okay. Are you going to go hybrid evasion based because you want to like survive basically? Your choice is probably going to be yes. So we're grabbing into nullification. We'll stop here. Let's move up. All right. If you're are you poison based? No. So you skip out, for example, like growth and decay and regen here. Definitely Saboteur because you are playing a trap. Regardless of what your spec is, this is going to be in your spec. All right. Move across. If you're going hybrid, this is definitely something you want to take. If you're not going hybrid right away, it's something you don't really need. So we'll skip out on that. All right. Let's grab our hasty reconstruction because it's trap cooldown. All right. So you figure out what element you're playing. Let's play a lightning trapper. All right. We said we're going crit, right? So lightning trapper, assassin. Let's go crit, crackling speed. All right. Now we're gonna need the penetration, so let's go ahead and come through here. Come up. We're gonna take a jewel, move across, high explosives, clever construction. We're done. All right. So we've got this character here. We're trying to figure out the best way to go. Since we're gonna go crit, let's move up. Let's grab like Throat Seeker. Let's go trap. Let's go crit with crit multi with Blast Cascade. And then we could just realistically walk 1, 2, 3 here. Like that. Not the best pathing, but I mean, that's life sometimes. Alright. So we're going to go power charges. And since we're going power charges here because we're going crit, that would imply that we... maybe, because this one's kind of out of the way. So maybe not this one. This is up for grabs here. But what we are going to do is we're going to play Shock Nova. So we're going to grab Blast Radius into the life here, and we're going to come over here, grab this one, spell damage for power charge, dual spot, up here, and we just said we're going crit, so we're going to grow Heart of Thunder route. Alright, life is looking pretty low, so we got to make up on some life. So let's see, our damage looks okay. Let's go ahead and start heading down, whether you want to go here, or let's see. Okay, let me just move down here. Alright, so down here we have Master Sapper, which gives you a chance to gain a Frenzy Charge, which is a multiplier to damage. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. Said we're going crit, so we're going to need Heartseeker. We're also going to need Doomcast. So now our points are getting really heavy, and we're not very tanky, so we gotta clip off a few points, boys. This is why I typically I don't personally go crit, but this is just my opinion towards it. Maybe cut off this whole section down here. Let's come in here. I don't like this wheel, but it is required right now. All right, let me drop all of this then. Let's see. See, if I'm doing all that, then you might as well realistically drop all of this and stay more focused, maybe on this side. Anyway, though, it's still not bad. Like 145 life is okay. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it is for a build outline. I don't know if that helped you guys out. I tried to bounce back a little theory crafting, you know, to see if it clicked on or anything. But let me swap this back on to game capture. So there's a lot of questions you really need to ask yourself. You know, what is your reason for wanting to play a trapper? Do you want to play it because it's cool? Do you want to play it because it's fun? Do you want to play it because it's interesting? Do you want to play it because you know, your current build now has a lot of issues? Like, you really need to figure out what your purpose is for playing a trapper, because the trap mechanics it's like a completely different game. You know, totems, you have to understand how they scale before you can start playing them properly. Traps, it's kind of the same exact thing. Same with melee. You know, if you don't understand how to calculate physical damage, damage per second, it's going to be really difficult to get your upgrades. So once you get your reason to wanting to play a trapper, then you can go ahead and define and create the type of character that you want. It's pretty fun. It's pretty interesting what you can really pull off. But anyway, you guys let me know if that helped at all. You know, feel free to drop any questions, any concerns, any of your beliefs in the comments section below. And I will see you guys all tomorrow, boys, all right? So thank you so much. Remember to check me out at twitch.tv/Pohx if you're interested. But I'm out for now. Take care, boys.